Hi guys. Me and Nugget wanted to say hi. I know everybody's been probably wondering what Nugget's been up to. So she's in quarantine with the rest of us. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna put her down. Okay, so I have a lot of ground to cover. So I think I'm gonna do two videos. So we got one for gel color removal and kind of how to do like a quick manicure. And then we are gonna have another one. Don't mind, I have notes. We're going to do how to remove the acrylic that has gel or extend kind of the wear of the nails that have acrylic if you want to extend them another week or so, since we don't really know what's happening time-wise. Okay, first we are going to start with the gel color. So first thing you're going to need is definitely acetone. You're going to want like 100% acetone. Don't buy non, or if you already have acetone, you're good to go. You're going to need a nail file, something fairly abrasive because you're going to want to take off the shine, like the top coat part of the gel color. I would say probably like if you have them at home, they'll usually say on the file like the actual grit. Like this is like an 80/80, so this is pretty strong. This is more for like an acrylic. So maybe like a 180 would be 100 to 180 would be good, because you don't want it like too abrasive. You don't want to start filing too much of the natural nail. You kind of just want to get that top shine layer off. And then we're gonna have like some kind of if you have a cuticle pusher, that'll work. I use at work the gel removal tool, but I don't have that with me. I'm kind of limited on supplies. I haven't left to go to the salon, or an orange wood stick. Something like that would work. And you're going to need your buffer to smooth out the nail at the end so it's not rough or anything. So there's two different ways you can do this. The easiest way and the best way for your nails to keep the integrity of your nails is going to be the cotton balls with foil around them. The cotton balls soaked in acetone with foil. Now, you can also use these, which these are the OPI versions of these little foil pads. So now these actually have a little cotton ball attached to the foil. So these are super convenient. It's what I use at work. But if you don't have these, you can order them on Amazon. They probably would come pretty quickly on Prime. A lot of different companies carry them. These are the OPI Expert Touch ones. But what you'll do with that is you're just going to saturate this in acetone after you file the nail. So I'm going to show you how to file. Okay, so it's going to be like weird to do on myself here. So now I have acrylic with gel color on. So it's going to be a little bit different for you guys because I would have to file a little bit harder to get the gel off than you will. But basically what you want to do is you kind of just want to sort of start in the center of your nail. And you just kind of go back and forth like this. Kind of get the side, you want to get the edge, kind of just like sort of like an arc rotating kind of motion. So you're just going to kind of go like this, just for, like I said, I can file a little harder because I have the acrylic, but for you guys that just have gel on your natural nails, you do not want to file that hard, and you don't want to use this sharp grit. It's a little too abrasive for you guys. So now when your nail kind of looks like this, where you can see this top coat is sort of, the shine is coming off, that means that you don't want to really see too much shiny parts because those parts will kind of stick and be a little harder to get off. But yeah, so basically the nail just wants to look really roughed, scratchy, got all that shine off, all the top coat. Because the top coat is what keeps the gel on. That what makes not come off, right? So let's say we're going to do it with foils. So you would either, one, get a cotton ball. You could use like a gauze pad if you have these at home, because we're going to kind of probably have to be like a little MacGyver here. So you're going to want to use like makeup cotton rounds. If you use those to remove your makeup, you can use those. You do not want to use a paper towel. Paper towel is not it's like not porous enough, I guess. So it's not going to soak in the acetone. It kind of sits on the top of the acetone. It dries or on top of the paper towel, and it dries too fast, so it doesn't actually get soaked through to get the gel off. So you can use, like I said, you can use gauze pad, you can use cotton rounds, actual cotton balls, or if you do have these, or if you purchase these on Amazon, if you can get them quickly, any of those options would work really well. And again, you're just going to want to saturate this with acetone. If you have like a, depending on what, I usually have like a pump of acetone. But if it's in like a jar, you could just sort of kind of, fill it, saturate it. Then you're just going to want to put the cotton ball. You can like flip it over so you can see where you're doing it. And you're going to want to fold it over like this, one side, and you're going to fold the other side. And you're going to kind of want to smush it down a little bit, like while you're doing it. And then this little edge right here, you're just going to fold under and smush, smush, smush. Now, I have clips at work that help to push down the acetone, or the cotton ball, with the acetone on the nail to make it soak in a little easier, but I don't have my clips on me. But again, if you push and squeeze like hard enough, it's on there pretty good, so I think it's going to remove it well enough. Probably the best thing to do is do one hand at a time, because if you have all 10 on as you're removing it and you're trying to, because you want the other ones to process as each one is on, so it's probably better to just do one hand at a time. So then I would say generally 5 to 10 minutes is usually pretty good. So then you would just remove your cotton ball. Now, I didn't have any actual acetone on here, but it'll start to peel, and then you're just going to want to lightly scrape like this just to remove. If you're having trouble with that, you can use a file to sort of file the rest of the gel color off. Once you get all the gel color off, and again, you can use like a cuticle pusher too, if you have like a manicure kit that has like a cuticle pusher in it. Once you get all the gel off, then you're going to shape and file the nail. Now, I did have someone ask me about this, that they sometimes get their nails crooked. So for me, the easiest way to get my nails straight is actually have to look at it from different angles. The best angle is if you actually look at your nail, the underneath of your nail. Now, if your nails are square, this works a little better. But when you hold your file on top, you'll be able to see if the nail is completely flat, because the file is flat, so it'll be actually even. Now, if it sits, you'll be able to see if the sides, like one side is crooked, one side is not. And same thing, basically, too, if you have your nails round, you can kind of do the same sort of trick. You can hold it towards yourself, and you'll be able to see how even, because you're going to have like a guide, just a nice straight horizontal line. So you're going to be able to see if your nails are straight. That's the easiest way. You kind of have to look in all directions when you're filing. I know pointing your nails like this seems like the easiest way, but our hands tend to, file crooked. Now, if you're using your non-dominant hand, like me, if I use my left hand, it definitely makes it a lot harder. So same trick again, where you would put this on top, and you kind of have to look just from all different angles. When you're removing with your non-dominant hand, you're basically going to want to move your hand rather than moving the file. Like this hand, we kind of did the arc filing motion because that was with my right hand. With your left hand, it's going to be a little bit harder, and like I hold the file more awkward with my left hand. So basically, you're still going to be doing like an arc kind of thing, but you're going to be moving your hand. Since this is my dominant hand, it's easier to move the hand than it is to move the file. So same thing, you're going to like kind of do like an arc. You're just going to hold the file steady, and you're just going to want to file like this. And same thing, you're going to want to remove all of that top coat and shine. Okay, so say we get all the gel off, everything's gone. Your hands are going to be dry, and your nails are going to be dry. So the best thing to do would be, if you have a scrub at home, like a body scrub, hand scrub, anything like that, I would say put that on, really rub it into the cuticles, moisturize the cuticles. You can push them back a little bit, and then rinse that off, put some lotion on. And then you're going to want to wipe, again, with like a, try to avoid cotton. You can use paper towel for this because cotton has a lot of fuzzies in it. Remove the oils off of the nail if you are going to paint with alcohol or anything like that. if we have alcohol, because I know it's in short supply. But you're gonna want to wipe it, or if you want to wash them really, really good, because you don't want any oil on that nail when you go to paint. If you want to just put regular polish or nail strengthener on, because if there's oil on the nail from the scrubs or lotion, it won't adhere well and it won't stay on very well. And the second way that you could take these off, if you're not doing the cotton balls, which I do kind of recommend the cotton balls, but you can also soak in acetone. It's going to use more acetone, so I don't know. It just depends on how much you have at your house, or kind of what supply you have. But you would have to fill a bowl with acetone and then get a bigger bowl with really, really hot water. Anytime you have heat, the acetone will process faster. And again, you're going to want to do one hand at a time, because once you take that out of the acetone, and same thing once you remove the foil off of your nail, the problem is the process stops. So the acetone stops working once it gets dry. And it dries like immediately when you take it out. So again, that way is a little bit harsher on the nail. It may be a little quicker, but I would probably recommend doing the cotton balls and foils if that is an option for you, if you have the cotton balls and foil at home. If not, again, you can also soak. My one thing is, don't try to just file all the gel off. I know, or pick it off. I know a lot of people want to do that. That's going to be really, really damaging to the nail, so you don't want to do that either. So you can also make a scrub if you don't have a scrub at home. Any kind of oil is good. You can use olive oil if you really don't have anything else. Vitamin E oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, anything like that, and you can just mix it with like sugar, just basic sugar. You can do a salt scrub. It's a little more abrasive, but if you have any cuts or anything, sometimes the salt scrubs can hurt a little bit. So I would say use sugar. It just works. It's a little more fine granule, so it sticks on better. It doesn't like make as big of a mess as salt does. But yeah, you can just literally mix those two ingredients, just the oil and the sugar. Now, if you want like a scent of some kind, you can put essential oil or even a vanilla extract or something just to give it scent. But if you just basically want that scrub and softening of the hands, it'll do just fine. And you can use it all over your body too, which is good. Soften everything up. So I think that was pretty much it about removing the gel color off the natural nails. And again, do not remove and do not file it and do not pick it. When you remove, do not Dremel. I know somebody said they were trying to do that. Yeah, so I would suggest trying to just do the acetone cotton balls. That's probably the best way to do it. Again, you can also soak, do one hand at a time. That's the best way to do it. If you have any questions or you need any additional help, please feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can send me an email, you can text me, call me, whatever you need, I'm here. And I will be posting a second video about how to remove the gel and acrylic nails. So if any of you out there have that, I will be posting another video about that shortly. And okay, so everyone stay safe and healthy, and try not to go too crazy in our quarantine here. And I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.